Welcome friends to another Creative Cutter Room video. I'm doing something a little different for me this time around, and I am going to be showing you how I make a layout. This is going to be a one-page 12 by 12 layout, and it will be featuring the paper from We Are Memory Keepers. This is the Love Struck collection, and this I happened to purchase the pad, but if you visit my blog, www.creativecutterroom.com, you will see that on Thursday, Design Time Thursday, my design team will be featuring a challenge that has to do with the love theme, of course, because it's near Valentine's. And they were all sent a smaller version of this. It was the little mini, I think they're like 4 by 6 pads. It's smaller than 6 by 6. And they were all sent some ribbon and this cute little stamp. It's a clear stamp Cupid. And the challenge to them was to create, of course, a Valentine project. Now, a couple of my design team, I wanted to give them an extra challenge, and they received the We Are Memory Keepers little mini pad, but they also received a boy version, so some boy colors. What I want to share with you today, though, is what I'm making for the challenge. And I knew most of them would be making cards, so today I'm going to be sharing a layout. And I'm using my wonderful scrap and easel, which I really love when I start to create layouts. And I'm just going to use the right half of this because it's a one-page layout. So I'm going to insert that in. Sorry, I hope the lighting's okay for this. And some of the papers on here are just gorgeous, and I'm just going to flip through this pad really quick, and you can see how many different pattern papers there are in here. The nice thing about this pad, and I'll get to it here, sorry about my pieces here, but you get a full sheet that looks like this, and that's the sheet we're going to be using. And then you also get some die cuts, which you can punch out. You also get a sheet of chipboard letters, and these are some sticker letters in all these different sizes, which makes doing layouts and cards and all kinds of stuff really fun and easy. One of the sheets, which they only had one of, was this die cut sheet, and so I'm using one of the cutouts from this die cut sheet, and I'll show you that in just a minute. That larger portion that I showed you that had all the kind of border strips is what I call them. I did cut that apart, so I've used a couple of the strips from that. What I'm showing you here is that there's this little strip right here that looks like they have labels, so I'm going to be using that piece. And I'm going to be using, now this is glittered, I don't know if you can see that really well in the video, it's like glossed and glittered, it's just beautiful. So I'm using part of the sheet, you can see I've cut it down here. And then I did some Cricut cutting, and I used my fancy frames cut, and I cut, and I'll give you the dimensions of this in the notes, but I cut a fancy frame in 2 different sizes, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in just a second. So that was how I prepared for making this layout. And so the first thing I did, of course, was put my background sheet. Now this piece comes just like this, which is gorgeous as it is. But we're going to cover it up a bit and show you how I created the layout. Now the picture that I'm focusing on is this one my daughter took of us at Science National Park. So it's my husband and I really like it. It's a small picture, you can see right there. So it would really get swallowed up in the layout like this. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to highlight that so that that doesn't happen. The cute thing about this paper is you could kind of put this in any direction. See how the flowers are growing there upside down? And it's really cute if I wanted to make the focus something kind of big and round right here, but I don't really want to use that. So instead, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the scrap and easel, I really, really love this product, and there's a link to the website on my blog, but I love this. It comes with some magnets, and here's the roll. You get 16 magnets, and the magnets help hold your products in place. So you can hold up to, well, I've done up to 3 or 4 thicknesses of paper. So basically what you do is you kind of sample lay out your plan here, and then you can stick it together once you've got everything just where you want it. So for right now, I'm just going to put that strip piece right there. Now, one of the strips from that one piece of paper that looked like it had borders was this green polka dot one. And so what I did is just took my paper crimper and I ran that strip through there. Now that does shrink it up. It was a 12 by 12 piece, and if I hold it here you can see how much that shrinks up, which is okay, which is what I wanted to have happen. And I'm going to use my magnet to hold that. And then the little die cut that I showed you from the die cut sheet, and you could have used the sheet altogether, and there were several cute options, but I chose this one that says 3 things I love about you, and I'm going to use that to kind of help me cover up that spot where the flower was and to compensate for the fact that this is a little bit shorter piece. So when I want to put that there, I can just move my magnet, oops, there it goes off the page, and just take my magnet and place it there to hold that in place. Oops. I don't need all those magnets, I just need one. Okay, sorry, my hand's probably going to block some of this. So that's looking pretty good to me so far. Now, when I actually show you the finished layout, I am going to use my X-Acto knife to fussy cut around these flowers so I can insert my picture in place there. But before I show you that, remember that other border that had these little label-looking flags? This particular strip said, "Honey, I love you, hugs and kisses, darling." So I'm probably going to put these on chipboard and then fussy cut around that. But for now, I'll just show you how those will look. And because I hit so many of these magnets, I can put one on each one of these so I can see that they say exactly what I want them to say. So mine is going to say, "Honey, I love you, hugs and kisses, darling." This is really to give you the look of the layout. You're going to, of course, when you glue this, ink and distress as much as you like. Now remember those 2 die cut frames. If I had taken this picture of my husband and put that right there, I'll just move that magnet, put that there, and then laid this picture over there, that would look fine, but I wanted it to have just a little bit more depth. So in order to accomplish that, I cut one frame that's just a little bit bigger, the magnet there to hold that. Then I inserted the picture. So then I'm going to put the picture there on top of it. Now, of course, I want to cover up those borders, those edges of my picture. So what I'm going to do is what I did do is cut a second layer of this frame, and it is just slightly smaller. I hope you can see that. And I will attach that on some foam tape so that you won't even see the foam tape, but you're going to get a little bit more of a depth to that frame. And you can see that one's just slightly smaller than the other one. And again, I'm going to fussy cut around the flowers so the flowers will actually be covering up my not so pretty hiking boots right there. Add my journaling, and then probably my final touch to this layout, and I'll show you the finished picture at the end here, will be some of this ribbon, and it's just some pretty glittery type ribbon, and I'm going to take some white ribbon and put a bow across the top of my layout here. I might add some pink to that too, depending on how I like the look of that at the end. So just a really simple, easy Valentine's Day layout of me and my hubby at Zion's Park. And this is going to be part of the challenge that my team has going on this Thursday at www.creativecutterroom.com. I hope you stop by, see the finished product, and join in with the rest of the team for a chance to win a great prize. Thanks for watching.